Well, you don't trigger me, but I'll tell you what does trigger me. Trigger warnings trigger me. But
ironic.
I have to say, though, given the choice, I'll take a trigger warning, as silly as it may be, over outright cancellation, censorship, what have you. But what do you think is really behind this, Andrew?
I think it's an easy way for them to appease people who are offended by, I don't know who's going back and watching cartoons and being offended by them, what adults are doing that, but it's an easy way for them to appease the offended bodies while still, as you mentioned, making money off of their catalog. Because children aren't going to pay attention to this when they're watching it, and they have a large catalog, obviously, of children's movies that they're going to want to watch, and they're now inappropriate.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, and you said it well in your commentary, Andrew. I mean, they are woke, but not too woke, and by that I mean we recognize this as a racist or culturally insensitive depiction of a person or a group of people, so we want you to be aware of it. It's not too insensitive, mind you, that we're going to obliterate it from the catalog, ostensibly because I think there's still money to be made off this.
Well, it's interesting that they admit that basically a lot of their content was racist in their own mind, and so much of it that they clearly can't just delete it from the videos without taking away large portions of the movie itself. So they want to take away any responsibility they might have for it while still making money off of it.
We should count our blessings. It's merely just a trigger warning as opposed to changing content. And Andrew, that's not outrageous, is it? I look back at the Star Wars example, you know, the original Star Wars film from 1977. It shows Han Solo shooting the bounty hunter that's after him.
Who shot first?
Yeah, many years later, director George Lucas tweaked that scene to make the bounty hunter shoot first at Han Solo. So you see, he was acting in self-defense. I mean, to me, that's crazy. It's bowing to political correctness. Would you like to see filmmakers go back into the past and basically whitewash what was already produced?
No, and I struggle with this idea, and I actually had a conversation with producer Justin about this, of deleting anything. Personally, I say let everything fly. Yeah. I'm not offended by any form of art, but if this own company, which is Disney, is saying that their own stuff is racist, it's kind of weird that they're not deleting it. It's kind of weird that they're allowing it to be out there, and their excuse is, we want to spark a conversation. Little Timmy and Jimmy in the living room are going to have a heated debate about race and cultural appropriation, about two cats saying that they're Siamese, which I thought was very clever of me to remark that Siam hasn't been a country for 100 years. Yeah, but you will see it on a risk board, people.
There you go. Well, I would say this, Andrew, that behind that Mickey Mouse costume is Attila the Hun when it comes to making money, and they're making billions of dollars. They own the Star Wars franchise, Marvel Comics, and they're not going to start giving up content regardless of who it offends, if anything. I can tell you, years ago I was at Disneyland in California, and you talk about...
David's got that money, people.
Press trip. And you talk about Disneyfication on Walt Disney himself. There's a picture of Walt Disney in his office circa 1950-something, and his fingers are like this, and basically it's explained, once upon a time there used to be a cigarette between those fingers. They actually airbrushed out. So let's just hope Disney and other content makers don't airbrush out things, because then we get into, I think, the even bigger problem right now. Statues are being pulled down by the cancel culture mob. They're trying to erase literally history.
Well, unfortunately, that's just the motif of communism, when you got to erase the colonialists and the evil capitalist history and replace it with, I don't know, what, transgendered Mickey Mouse now? We'll just combine Minnie and Mickey, and he goes fluid between both of them.
Hey folks, you know that we here at Rebel News, we never bend the knee, whether it's fighting for freedom of speech in the public square or going after politicians behaving badly, but we need your help. Sometimes it's for security costs, sometimes it's for lawyer fees. So if you can, please go to journalistdefensefund.com. That's journalistdefensefund.com. And if you're able to, make a donation. Thank you so much.